Hello everyone, this is Bench85. Welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 15, and I am on the main menu because, if you see in this corner, I have updated to patch 1.2. There was a 1.1, but I did not touch it because more people were having problems with it. 1.2 fixes a lot of things, and some of the parts are really neat what they've added in. One of the big things is it changed all of my stuff here. So I want that on dollars, I want that on miles. This should be green. Dirt. Ooh. Okay, that's one of the things they added, is how fast your equipment gets dirty. And I'm actually going to turn it to slow. Review mirrors on, traffic on. Make sure the graphics are all right. Looks good. That looks good. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I forgot that when you save your settings, it actually restarts the game, basically. And that kicked Fraps out, and Fraps actually crashed on me. So I started the recording back up, and now we're good to go. They said, for one thing, they changed the well, actually that was loading with mods, so it might not change here, but that's still loaded pretty fast. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Looks like the forecast is showing rain. I don't see any. And I have just finished harvesting. That's where I was leaving off, I think, in the last one. Lots and lots of dirt. Ah yes, this is where I wanted to be. So one of the things that they did, if you notice that the wheels don't lock up right away, it actually continues to roll, which actually makes backing up to things a lot easier, because you can get a little bit of speed and you can kind of roll your way in. It just doesn't stop automatically. So for people who don't use like driving wheels with pedals and stuff, it makes it a lot nicer. So what I wanted to do here is use our bucket for the first time. We're going to pick up these wood chips and we are going to sell them. Simple loader work. And as I found, make sure that you are actually over the top of a wagon. Because if you are not, it will dump right out onto the ground on you. Some of the other things that have changed. What did I see in the change log? They did a lot of work for multiplayer, for syncing problems. I guess things, especially the tree stuff, there was a lot of issues. Oop. See, I'm so used to the tractor stopping right away, I was not ready for that. Hopefully that all went in. Now I'm a little bit more used to what do you want to call it? The wheel loader, which is a little bit bigger, a little bit more bucket, and turns much different. So I'm actually a little rusty on using the bucket tractor for this. Oop. Yeah, that whole rolling thing is really noticeable. Now I literally played it like 5 minutes after updating here. Noticed that my settings were not what they were, or that they had changed, and basically brought some of these things, some of my equipment back home from where I left off last time. So I really haven't had a chance to play around with the new version, so I am not used to the way this drives, that is for sure. I'm trying to think of what else is on the change log. Like I said, they did a lot of things for the tree stuff. Apparently some of the things besides the rolling, they changed how the differentials lock in a little bit, which I guess is more noticeable with the big forestry equipment, the Ponzi and stuff like that. They fixed the stump cutter, which is another piece of equipment we haven't had to use yet. Just little things like that. Apparently they made some visual changes with some of the equipment too. Not sure exactly what it is. We have wood chips here to sell. And there's only one location on the map, I believe, where you can sell them. We can check that. It should only be the biomass heating plant right here, wood chips. $8.45 a ton. Ooh. So we have just under 8 tons, so we should get 7,000 for it. And notice here, I am just coasting. It pushes you down the hill much better, so it allows you to just kind of coast down the hill, which is pretty neat. The driving and the handling is supposed to be a little better, so you're less likely to slide, I guess. I guess it's not quite as icy, if you want to put it that way, but at the same time, I think if your loads, you got a pretty big load behind you, it's still going to affect you. Which it should. I mean, that's very realistic. I really want to just pick up this car in my bucket and toss it to the side, but I'm not going to do that. So right here's the biomass plant. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can pull up alongside it here and unload. Or, if you feel like being really cool, you could just back your wagon right up to it. If you can back it up. And I gotta think about this a little bit. Like I said, it is harder in the game than it is in real life. I will give you that much. But that's mostly because you're not sitting in the driver's seat technically. And I have tried doing it from like inside the cab, but it just not feel the same. The difference being, I think for me, is instead of using a steering wheel, there we go. Yep, oh, it's 7,000. You're using 2 keys, and it just doesn't feel natural to me. So let's head back home. We're gonna have to grab the planter because that's one of the other things I wanted to show you guys, which I think is a really cool addition. Now, one of the biggest complaints that I had when it came to hiring workers is that they just bought the fuel and, like, if they were planting the seeds straight out of your money. And I didn't like that because there was a lot of work that was getting done, and it's just like, well, this tractor's never going to run out of fuel because all you're doing is hiring it. I mean, it took away that kind of realism factor. I'll leave this in the trees here. Yeah, I like the fact that it takes a little bit. It rolls its way in. I find it much more realistic that way. So we only have 904 seed in here. Actually, we're going to turn around. And we're going to fill this up because now workers will use the seed and the fuel in the tractor first before they start buying their own seed. And to offset that, to make it worthwhile to keep filling it up, it is much more expensive if they use their own, like if they have to buy the seed, just because they're a worker doing it. Whereas, oh yeah, this is noticeably different. This pulls much harder now that it's full. Well, that's cool. And that's in my way because I had to reset it again. So you're better off keeping it topped off because it's cheaper to buy it there. Now let's see. I think I sold... Oh, nope. I have the canola stored right now. So barley's going down. So we're going to plant... We'll plant barley on this field, barley on the other fields, and then 24 and 25 will get wheat. We'll just do it that way, I think. That looks about right. You'll notice if I hire the worker, the seed starts going down. And apparently I'm missing a little bit. That's okay. So you actually want to keep your planter topped off. And I think that is a really cool feature that they did. They also improved the AI in a couple ways. Apparently the turning around a little bit. Just did a little tweaks and stuff when it comes to the AI and how it works. So I think we're definitely going to have to give that a try and see what those changes are. Let him keep going. Apparently they improved or changed how the pressure washer works a little bit. I'm actually going to pull this over there. Because this thing is dirty. We need to clean this up. And maybe I'll clean the wagon up too. Apparently it costs money to use it. And I didn't realize that. Let's wash this tractor out. Oh, it is dirty. Get these wheels. That front end. Bucket looks good. We gotta get the loader here too. Wash all that dirt off of it. And get these wheels. The back of the tractor a little bit. We'll get this side of the wagon. Now most of the cleaning I do off camera. Just because, well, I mean, I'm just spraying water, I'm cleaning. You guys don't need to watch that. But I'll do it a little bit. Now they should accumulate dirt much slower now that I put it on slow, because I really felt like it accumulated way too fast, but I like that it does. I think it's a neat feature. Looks much better. Now you notice my money up there? It is not going down that heavily, even though he's planting. And that's just because you're paying the worker. I'm not having to pay for the seed. So that part is working really well. There we go. Now it's a nice, pretty blue tractor again. Oh yeah, it drives much better. I like that. Let's see here. We've got some money to spend again. And it might be worthwhile. Actually, I want to see. He's working his way across. What do we need to get still for the cows? Because that's what we are definitely headed for. We got the baler. What we need is this guy. Yeah, let's get this. So that should be everything we need for the baling technology. We've got our auto stacker here. We don't need any of the other stuff. What else do we need? Feeding technology. I gotta make sure I did not buy. Oops, I could have done that right in here. Garage. Sure, I did not buy any of those yet. I did not. Good. Back to the shop. We need one of these guys and one of these guys. And we don't quite have enough money for both. if we get this, no, because we still don't have enough to get, because we need a mower and we need a tedder, and let's see, the mower, we don't want this. We want to get this guy right away. That one's, yeah, that one's hard to work with. And this one can be used with this one when we get a bigger tractor. So we want that. We need the little tedder here. So that's 10,000. What was this? 13,000. So 23.5. Plus we need a little windrower here to make it easier. Wouldn't have to, but it's nice having it. Whether you get this one or maybe go up to the next one. This one's usable though. So if we get this one, that's 23, that's 40,000. That would get us enough to bale hay. But we still need that other piece of equipment here. This guy, another 40,000. So we need the 80. Ideally, we need 100,000. So we need another harvest. So tell you what, guys, I am going to get another harvest in, and we'll come back and we'll get all that stuff, because that's what we're going to need to do for the first part if we want to have cows. I got to fill this up. So I will get back as I'm finishing up the harvest. Hey guys. Oh man, unfortunately I thought I was recording. I went through probably about 20 minutes of gameplay here to finish out this episode, and something really got messed up with Fraps. So let me recap a little bit about what I did. We finished harvesting. I had enabled the straw swath on this field and used the baler for the first time and talked about that. But we can talk about the baler next episode, and I'll explain why in a little bit. We had a great demand for barley. Here, I'll show you guys. As you can see, there is straw in the baler at the moment. So I was using it. There was a great demand for barley, so I sold a bunch of barley. I did one load of wood, of logs, just to see how it worked, and because there was a lot of people that were having issues with it, but it worked really well for me. And I think the issues that showed up for people were those that cut the wood before they updated and then started using it. Seems to be kind of a common denominator for it. But we are gonna jump here, because this is where all of the fun happened. We bought this guy, which is a straw chopper. I even put a bale in it for now. We have over here, my bucket sits here, and yes, I know there's cows walking around. I'm gonna get there in a moment. We bought a mower for cutting grass, well, hay per se. We bought these two pieces of equipment. We bought the tedder, which dries the grass into hay. The windrower, which puts it back together into a windrow so that it's easier to bale. And over here, I need to be able to go faster. It's like Minecraft. Just jump. Does that make it work? Go faster? Not really. We talked about this being a bunker that we can fill with silage at some point. Somebody had a nicely stacked pile of straw here, but decided to knock the bales over. That's because this auto stacker here that I have grabs the bales, and I would demonstrate, but we will next episode because we're going to be doing some hay stuff. And we bought this vertical mixer here with some nice blade type stuff in the middle. Probably don't want to be in here while it's running. But that's all for getting productivity going on the cows, because yes, I did buy cows while I thought I was recording, but everything was not working. Hi. How's it going? there are 10 cows out here. Is there actually 10? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Anything on this side? No. Okay, so they don't, it isn't it doesn't represent exactly what it is. I'm getting some screen tearing. I don't know if that's going to show up in the recording or not, but I'm seeing it. This is the feeding trough, which we will take care of next episode. This is the barn that we will take care of next episode. There's so much that we're going to do next episode because everything got screwed up, and I apologize. I mean, this was a decent episode. It was explaining a bunch of things, but alas, things did not work right. So, next episode, we need to work on getting our cows fed, because if we go over here, you can see we have 10 cows owned but 0 productivities, which means nothing going into the milk tank because we don't have anything fed, which means we don't have manure, we don't have straw that we can put in. Basically, the cows are just there. They won't die, but if you don't feed them, you don't get anything from them. So that's what we need to do. We need to get, we're going to start out feeding them hay and look at also getting them silage at some point. Once we have the capability of making silage, we're going to use that vertical mixer over there to mix a ration of hay, silage, and straw to get a mixed ration, which is better feed. And that will gain productivity. But we will go through that next episode. Like I said, I apologize, guys. I've had so many issues at recording this episode. It's ridiculous. Whether it be from the settings getting screwed up in the beginning to now missing about 20 minutes worth of an episode, not recording. I have the file. Oh, trust me, I have the file, but it is a broken file that is not usable. So something got messed up in the process. So we're just going to have to go with that today. And next episode, we are going to get our cows producing some milk so that we can get some money from them that way. So we have a little bit more of an income than just the grains that we do. And then we can look at upgrading things for our farm. I can't make it to the roof. So with that, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, take it easy.